Hello, seniors. This is Mrs. Baker, and on behalf of the Mission Hills High School Counseling Department, welcome to the California State University Application Overview. This video, along with the Google Slides with hyperlinks, is on our counseling website and in your senior Google Classroom. This video is just an overview, so I'll be going through the slides relatively quickly to keep the video short, but I wanted to give you as much information as possible through the slides and hyperlinks. Remember, who you are and what you do in college is a better predictor of future success and happiness than where you go to college. Successful people come from every school in the country. A great school will never make a person excel. A great person will excel at any college. In short, college does not make the person. College is a match to be made, not a prize to be won. Applying is a process, so please know that we are here for you every step of the way. Your Mission Hills High School counselors are me, Mrs. Baker, Mrs. Agal, Mr. Cruz, Mrs. Goldstein, Mrs. Martinez, and Mrs. Rios. You can schedule an appointment with us at any time and email us throughout your process. We will gladly help you review your application at any point and review your application before you submit. We also have Mrs. Smith from our College and Career Center, and we have 2 school counseling interns from San Diego State, Mr. Monsalvas and Ms. Villa. In addition to us, Cal State Apply has customer service of their own. They have a live chat feature built into the application, a phone number you can call, and an email. Their hours are all listed here. They have some extended hours. And the deadline to apply is December 4th. So even though they do have some hours after the deadline, please note that the deadline is December 4th. There is one application to apply to all 23 CSU campuses, and it's calstate.edu/apply. What to expect? You complete the application on Cal State Apply by December 4th. You can indicate as many campuses you're applying to, but it is $70 per campus to apply. There is a fee waiver built into the application. You're not going to be sending any transcripts right now. It's all going to be self-reporting information, which we'll go over. But they will contact you directly through email and through your portal when they request information. So it's really important to get in the habit of checking those very often. And then once you're admitted, there'll be a registration for orientation. You'll also need this information to apply, your unofficial transcripts to report your courses. And again, you are not sending them directly to any CSU right now. We're just self-reporting right now. You will need to know your test scores, SAT, ACT, and AP scores if you have any, and any AP exams that you plan to take. You are not sending AP scores right now. It's just self-reporting. If you do have SAT and or ACT scores, you do want to go ahead and send them. They won't be used to admit you, but any data you can provide to them could help in terms of placement or for other things. So they're going to be looking for reasons to admit you, so they're not going to be using this against you at all. Social security number, citizenship status, method of payment, parent citizenship status, family income, your parents' employment background, and 2 recommendations, but that only applies if you're applying to EOP, which we'll go over, and a California statewide student ID, which is on your transcript. It's not your Mission Hills ID, but it is on your transcript in a box labeled state ID. And there's a document here for the top 5 do's and don'ts. A little bit about EOP. EOP is a program on every CSU campus, and it's designed to help low-income, first-generation, and historically educationally disadvantaged students. So there is some income criteria and a separate application. You'll need some recommendations to apply to EOP, and you just basically put their contact information and they'll get emailed a form to recommend you. You'll need family information, parent guardian information, and answer some autobiographical questions. Again, this is not for admission, but just to apply to EOP. Here's the website to apply, calstate.edu/apply. You'll be applying for fall 2021. The deadline again is December 4th. There are some documents here for additional guidance and FAQs. When you create your Cal State Apply account, remember, don't use your school account. Your SMUSD account is going to expire after you graduate, so please use a personal email address that you check very often. You'll be assigned a CAS ID once you start your Cal State Apply application, and so you will want to be aware of this number. It is accessible anytime on the top right of your Cal State Apply application. If you ever need to contact customer support or a CSU campus for help, you will be asked to provide this number. There's an extended profile, which will determine the questions you're asked for the rest of the application. And so this part is really important to fill out accurately. You're all applying for your first bachelor's degree. You'll be graduating with a high school diploma, high school senior. Indicate if you have any college credits that you've earned or plan to earn, etc. Believe it or not, a common mistake is applying to the wrong campus. So check the entire name of the campus or campuses that you're applying to and each program carefully. And going undeclared or undecided is totally fine too. Apply broadly, so really take into account how many campuses you're applying to, either within or outside of the CSU. In CSU, you'll hear the term impaction or impacted campuses or majors, and basically that just means that they're really competitive. They have more applications from qualified applicants than there are available spaces. There are some CSUs that don't have impaction, so it's important to kind of be aware of that. And so there are a lot of links here that describe it in more detail. There's a document that has an undergraduate impacted programs matrix, which goes campus by campus and major by major. There's a little 2-minute video. There's some first-time freshman data, which is basically information like how many applicants did they have last year, what was the average GPA of the students they admitted. So again, the purpose is to hopefully encourage you to maybe think about all the different CSU campuses that could be available to you. Finish and review your selections. So you'll see your total fees on the top left, $70 per campus, except if you do qualify for a fee waiver, then you can use those for up to 4 campuses. There are 4 parts to the application: your personal information, your academic history, supporting information, and program materials. If you are applying to EOP, it will be in the supporting information section. The program materials, don't skip it. Definitely click on it and go through everything super thoroughly. And there'll be little progress indications for each of those quadrants as you're working along. Personal information. There's going to be a question on the section here for this release statement for the CASP. And so due to COVID, you did not take the CASP. It was supposed to be spring of your junior year. So all of you would just indicate this last option, which is I did not attend high school in California or did not complete the CASP assessment. So that would be you. Again, all of this biographical information is voluntary demographic information that the CSU is asking for. It's not going to be used towards admissions at all. And remember, you do have an SSID on your transcript. It's not your Mission Hills number. It's the one right next to it. You're going to be asked to complete some information about your address, that you're going to be asked how long is this address valid for, which I know seems kind of like an odd question, but that's unless you're moving in the next few weeks or months, you want to just go ahead and just put July 2021 for now, for example. Citizenship and residency information. These next few slides go over citizenship and residency. So again, those are 2 different things. Someone could be born in the United States, but if they're not, they could still be a resident of California. And so citizenship versus residency, again, they want this information here. Again, not for admission, but just to support you. Race and ethnicity, same thing, just some information that they use for their data, not for admissions. Parent and guardian information you will need. So if you need to come back to this section as you're working along, please do so, but you cannot submit your application until you do complete this section. Social Security number, if you have one. Again, financial and family information here. Academic history. This section, you're going to be listing all the different high schools that you've attended. And so to begin, you just go to click high school, add high school, San Marcos, and it goes step by step here on how to find Mission Hills. For those of you who have been here since 9th grade, you would enter the dates attended to be from August 2017 to June 2020, and that is basically your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade years. We do that because in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, we were on a semester system. So if you've been here since 9th grade, you're going to actually be listing Mission Hills High School twice because we changed our format for your senior year. So you'll put down that Mission Hills High School grades 9 through 11, you were on a semester system. And then you're going to add Mission Hills High School again from August 2020 to June 2021. And then we are considered now a full year system under term type. So again, if you've been here since freshman year, you're going to be listing Mission Hills High School twice. You're going to be listing us as a semester school for grades 9 through 11, and again as a full year school for your senior year. So when you're done, it'll look like this. If you are taking any credit recovery courses right now, or if you plan to take any credit recovery courses right now during your senior year, definitely consult with us before you move on in your application so we can help you with this section. Your graduation status, June 2021. If you've attended any colleges while you've been in high school, or if you plan to take any classes at the community college, for example, this year, you would definitely add that information here. You would add a college, much like you did as you added a high school. High school coursework, you're going to be self-reporting your A through G courses only. So you're not going to be including classes like 9th grade general PE, weight training, classes that are not college prep. There are some middle school courses that you can list, for example, if you took Spanish in 8th grade. Academic history, there is an A through G course list that you could pull up. That'll be helpful to kind of remind you which classes are A through G. And just some tips, College Prep English 12 is labeled CSU Expository Reading and Writing. So when it comes time to enter your senior year courses, just a heads up on that. And what they define as honors is basically what's weighted. And so AP and certain honors courses are weighted, like biochemistry is weighted, physiology is weighted, but then there are some honors classes that are not weighted, like 9th grade English, 10th grade English, for example. This is a sample transcript. Again, you are only reporting A through G courses, college prep, honors, or AP courses. So this particular student back in the day took marching band in 9th grade, was not college prep. So they would not be listing those classes. Again, some common examples of non-A through G courses are general PE, PE 1012, weight training, teacher's aid, for example. Adding your high school courses is pretty tedious, so you want to take your time and be thorough, and again, have us double check it for you before you submit, because it can be pretty tricky. So here you're listing all of your classes one at a time. There are some drop-down menus that help it be a little bit easier. If you did go to summer school, for example, the summer before 10th grade is considered 10th grade. So with summer school, sometimes it's hard to know what year to put those courses in, but the summer before 10th grade, just list it as a 10th grade class, for example. You do need to list your senior year classes. Your term 1 classes that you're in right now are in progress. And then your senior year term 2 classes will be planned because we don't have grades for those yet. Your grades right now, as you self-report, are in progress for term 1 and planned for term 2. Again, repeated courses, credit recovery courses can be pretty tricky, so definitely consult with us if those apply to you. And listing middle school courses can be an option for some of you as well. Here are some examples. This is a student who took Spanish in 8th grade, and so you can list that here. 9th grade, again, this is an example of someone who took 9th grade English honors. You'll see the course type is none because it wasn't weighted. In 8th grade, it seems odd, but you're actually listing your 8th grade school as Mission Hills High School. There's no opportunity to list a middle school. And so you're just going to list it, your 8th grade or 7th grade, whatever the case may be, your middle school courses as if you'd taken them at Mission Hills High School. And then the school year, as far as it goes, it only goes as far as your freshman year. So even though you're listing middle school courses, just label them as Mission Hills High School and then label them as during your freshman year academic year. Here's another example of an 11th grade, putting Spanish 3 honors, AP Bio, a sample 12th grade. You'll notice here's where the full year kicks in. So this is 12th grade English. College prep is the CSU expository reading and writing in progress because this particular student's in English 12 college prep right now. And say, for example, if you plan to take government in term 2, you would list it this way, as planned. College coursework. Again, if this applies to you, if you've taken any community college courses, for example, this also would apply for dual enrollment. So for biochemistry, if you took biochemistry last year and paid for the Cal State San Marcos credit, then you would add Cal State San Marcos as a college that you've attended. If you're in biochem right now and you plan to pay for the Cal State San Marcos credit, these are the steps to list those courses. And then there's a link here about dual enrollment. So basically, if you've taken any dual enrollment classes through Palomar College, you would list them as Palomar College classes only. You would not list them as high school courses. The A3G matching is a tool they have at the end, and so this part can get pretty tricky, so again, please consult, but this is something that you can correct manually if the system does something strange. ACT and SAT courses, tests, if you have them, the scores, then you would list them here. Accurately report your ACT ID and your College Board ID. That'll be very helpful. And then adding your AP exams that you have taken or that you plan to take as well this year. Supporting information, educational programs and work experience. This goes over how to answer some of those as well as a hyperlink to details on that. And then here we have an overview of the EOP application. Program materials. Depending on the campus and major program you choose, there may be required items to complete. So you want to just check for multiple tabs here. Once you've read through and responded to anything in this program materials section, you can exit back to My Application on the top left. You must complete all sections of the application before submitting, with exception of Section 3, supporting information, the EOP application. Before submitting, check total fees and number of applications ready to submit. Reminder, there are no changes after you submit your application, besides to your EOP application and any new test scores that you could have. Review the summary page carefully and definitely consult with your school counselor on this. Note any warning messages, any red text, update and fix missing or problematic information before submitting. There are no refunds issued if you make a mistake. When you're ready, click Submit All. Be sure to check your email regularly for updates. You can log back into your Cal State Apply application after submitting, but may only update limited information. And so this link here goes into how to change anything on your application after you hit submit. For example, if there's a change to your Term 2 classes that you are taking. The deadline to submit your CSU application is December 4th. Here's a timeline of after you submit your CSU application, what to expect. You want to definitely check your emails and portals often. You'll start hearing back in February and March about their decisions. May 1st is the universal the submit to register deadline. And thank you. I know that was a lot of information that I went over quickly, but please know that there's a lot of information in those hyperlinks. And again, we are here for you every step of the way. You are not bothering us. We want to help you. We know these applications can be confusing, and we want to be that extra set of eyes for you and review any part of the application with you and double check it before you submit. All right, seniors. We love the Mission Hills High School class of 2021. Go Grizzlies!